Yeah. There's actually
Black is I'll hurt myself, but I'm going to hurt you more.
yeah.
So wait, sit
I'll
down.
take
Sit down. What? So our discussion here is something to become a roundtable discussion.
Are you going to
hear
sit in
me?
the cat?
I'm not going to be on camera. I'll be off camera, so I'm going to lean in just a little bit so they can hear me.
I don't know.
But here, so your question was,
If you
were to describe the colors to
a new player, like how would you describe
how would you
it?
just generally describe those colors? So,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like white is what? Protection and heal?
Yeah, absolutely. Like maybe even going like more abstract. It's like the order. You know, like order in the world. If you're going like really abstract, but yeah, protection. Making sure the citizens are
circle of
protected.
protection.
Exactly.
Angels, and, guard, your knight, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking,
what about black?
black is I hurt myself, but I'm going to hurt you even more.
Oh yeah,
I'm going
definitely.
to
like sacrificing for power.
for power, exactly. And blue is all about mind control. It's all about stopping them, or your property is now my property.
Yeah, there's a shirt that I've seen
Control,
recently.
magic is something that always comes to mind when I think of blue.
Oh yeah.
When I think of red, red is anger. It's speed. It's like lava. It's
Bolts. Lightning bolts.
yeah. Fireball is like when I think of red, I think of fireball.
Sure.
Yeah.
Fireball and lightning bolts all day long, and
Yeah.
I think we raised in the same thing. Fireball, lightning bolts is like
Oh, yeah.
BS
Yeah,
all day long.
I
What was the
hated
shirt you said you saw?
So the shirt had a blue mana symbol,
Yeah.
and underneath it, or I think right over it, it said nope. So yeah, so that's blue to me. It's like nope, you're not doing that. Nope.
What about green? When you say green, what do you think?
Green is nature, so green is
Yeah.
chaotic. Green explodes really quick.
Like natural beasts, like large, big fatty boom.
But you notice that green doesn't really have direct damage. Green
No,
doesn't excel at direct damage.
no. I mean, there's a couple of times where they've broken that color pie,
A little bit.
but I mean,
White's-
cyclone.
Yeah,
Oh,
hurricane comes to
hurricane,
mind.
yeah.
with damage.
Hurricane, what else?
But green doesn't.
Early in the game, you would play, had the sword on the thing. Oh my gosh, we're old, we can't think of that.
Stormseeker.
Stormseeker.
Yes.
That's it.
That was what, cards in your hands?
No, yes, cards
Yeah.
in the hand. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. I mean,
Like white's kind of getting there. What's the white card that whenever someone?
So,
It's a new white
my
card.
personal favorite of the recent white cards is Smothering Tide.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. The one where
Yeah.
you draw cards off of that.
If the person draws cards, you get treasure tokens.
Treasure
Yeah.
tokens.
Treasure
Okay,
tokens.
so you get.
If anybody
So-
watches
Man,
this
that's
channel, they've seen me play that over and over and over.
oh yeah, it's a fantastic card.
The emergency powers with the Smothering Tide on the field, at least one Smothering Tide, if not two or three or four. That's won me so many games.
Oh, yeah.
So many games, just value off of that.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
So I mean, that almost to me feels like the supplement to not getting card draw. I can't get, it doesn't help for mono white necessarily,
Right.
but you can supplement it by at least getting.
You're getting that
you're
mana
getting, you're getting
boost.
mana. You're getting more mana to do things because white, I think, also falls short in having mana. Mana producers.
That's
And-
where
and
the
I like-
anti comes in at.
I like where they went with that design space as far as, having an enchantment out. And it's not necessarily a cheap enchantment to bring out, but once it's actually out in play, you can do things. It'll get you mana eventually, most likely.
Right.
I think they could do something along those same lines for card draw for white as well. And I think it would really benefit.
I mean, every color has a powerful side to it and a weakness.
Yeah.
And you
I
don't
think
want to give
everybody
everyone that power, but you don't want to have everyone weakness either.
So my argument for that is that because card draw is so good, like it's so good, it really should be more evenly distributed. Maybe blue can be the most
efficient at it?
dominant, the most efficient at it. Just casting or spending mana for cards, whereas other colors jump through hoops. Like black, you give up life for cards, right? For example, or green, you need large creatures to gain cards or gain that benefit.
Exactly.
And then red.
And then red, you're
you
pitching
lose
cards.
lose
Yeah.
cards to get cards. So you
Right.
better
So
win
That's a good point, though. White is the one that definitely comes up weakest on that.
But what is
Every time.
which white strong points though?
Protection, cheat protection, and anthem. I also think anthem when I think white.
Like enchantments,
I
like
think enchantments, and I think enchantments that have
Enhancements.
global effects. +1/+1 to all creatures.
you have stuff like
Green
Ghost
has
in
that too,
Prison, you have your circles of protection, you have your, would you say they have solidly big creatures? White?
I don't think big creatures for white. I think flying, though. I think angels.
flying.
Hey, you think they have the flying
Yeah.
category more?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely, or at least tied with like dragons. Red.
Yeah,
There's dragons.
Yeah, and you've got demons too,
that's true.
and then you've got
Talia.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I have Brinzel and it's red, black, and those are pure damage.
right.
And then you have your, white, black, what is that?
Orzhov.
Which is really interesting because then you're healing, but you're damaging. You're healing, but you're
Right.
damaging.
Right. Orzhov really puts that fine point on what that color combination is trying to do. It's like taking life at least from your enemy.
Back.
Yeah. I really think white could benefit from more card draw.
And I think that's why.
Wow,
white,
we really went off topic.
Yes, we did. Huh? A whole
So how
separate
would you
section.
explain to someone?
But it's like, so I'm also I'm thinking about with white. White seems to be like the one color that everybody feels is the weakest. Has the weakness.
I think they are the weakest.
I mean, you can overcome those things if you build around it, but it requires a concentrated effort to build past that weekness.
I guess I saw the image in my mind of white and banding.
Oh my
terrible
gosh,
thing.
man.
I just think of banding and white.
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Banding is like the most OP. Okay, maybe not.
I remember Vault Empires. That was a thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Now it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah, long gone. So what do you think about the things that should be, what do you think about the fact there are no more landwalk abilities? Was landwalk too OP? Because
Too many lands
one
are
that's
not that anymore. That's the catch. With a lot of the new dual lands, they're not either or anymore.
Right.
There's no more of that.
Right.
right, but you've got to have
mountain.
basic lands in there, and as long as you have
Do
well,
you?
you don't have to, no. But then you got blood moons. You leave yourself vulnerable to
How many
that.
people really run blood moons these days?
I
guess
don't
in
see
the
them in our blood
competitive,
group,
yes. Most groups, I don't really see blood moon. It's kind of a hated card across the board. I've been noticing.
Yeah. So, I mean, as far as from a standard perspective, I think landwalk would be fine, and the reason why I say that is because there are currently creatures that are unblockable, and that's basic. Like landwalk is more. It's like an even more weak sort of unblockable, really. Like
I would argue it's a stronger one. To me, it seems like it would be even stronger because, of course, the way I'm thinking of it, of course, my favorite cards, the Incarnations, giving everything, Swamp Walk or whatever. So that's the cards I'm thinking of. So I see it more powerful there. Whereas Unblockable, it's a creature. It's the same thing, like the same problem you would have with Voltron Commander or building something up because it's vulnerable to a single removal.
right.
Whereas Landwalk, if it's on the right thing or whatever, is evenly distributed out throughout your creatures. So now suddenly you don't have to. You got to worry about all their creatures, not just one.
Well,
But
I'm thinking about landwalk on a creature by creature basis.
Oh, okay.
Because the landwalk ability isn't shared amongst creatures that
Unless
you
you- yeah,
control.
yeah.
Unless you have like an enchantment
Right.
that gives your creatures landwalk
Do you think
and
Unwalk's that type of evasion is just too overpowered? Like,
landwalk? No, I don't
Like-
think so. I mean,
that's like saying a creature has shadow.
right? Like shadow.
Shadow's a ridiculous thing. You can get through this day and age. No one runs shadow.
Right.
You could
It's-
get
it's
through
very
almost
niche.
any deck with shadow.
Exactly.
You have flying creatures. A lot of decks don't play with flying creatures.
right.
The
That's
worst
another
experience, one of the worst experiences I had this week, was because I didn't have enchantment removal. So there was that one card, that one situation where even though I had my entire combo in place for the not being able to remove, and it was actually, I'm not sure whether it was the enchantment. I don't think it was the enchantment. I think it was the Planeswalker, the Wanderer. So I guess there's two things.
Oh, okay.
One, I couldn't get rid of the planeswalker. We know I hate planeswalkers. Never mind. The other thing is, but yeah, because I could not target them. So my win condition, which was expansion explosion, I couldn't get it off. I couldn't get my combo off. So the only way I was able to almost do it and miscalculated, but the only way I was going to be able to do it was being able to 1,000-Year Storm on the field, and I was going to get them to draw out their cards because I had cast X number of spells to start with, and then I cast Bond. What's the blue Bond?
Oh yeah. Bond of Creativity?
Not Creativity. Bond of Flourishing.
The blue one?
The blue one. Yeah.
I think it's Creativity.
Is it really? It'll appear on screen at this point. But them, having to throw 4 cards away. Each person throw 4 cards away. I milled myself, but it was going to go to their turn. It didn't matter. So it would have gone to their turn. They wouldn't have had any cards to draw. I missed by like 3 cards.
Oh, boo.
I should have cast like one other thing, but anyhow. But yeah, for that lack of one. So
You should have had your opponent count their library.
this was on Arena, so I couldn't do anything with it. So that was it. But I mean, there's going to be always those situations where that one card keeps you from doing it. So anyhow, I thought Landwalk is, like I said, I'm interested to see what other people think.
That's like horsemanship.
Horsemanship, yeah.
Yeah, it's like really niche, unblockable.
How do you feel about putting those kind of niche things in? I actually discussed this with Josh when he was on here. We didn't discuss the efficacy of it, but how do you feel about putting niche things in your commander deck?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, like how often are you going to run into other players that run shadow creatures?
Exactly.
Right?
I was thinking, I was looking through. I have a set of just shadow stuff. Like, I could play this, and no one will be able to block this stuff any day long. And then put it with your favorite green card.
With Braun? Or
no, that other card you're saying, Triumphant of...
Triumph of the Horde.
Oh, gosh.
Shadow with that, it would work, green and black.
Sure.
There you go.
You would just be like, oh, okay, I got a shadow creature here. Eat it!
And a bonus card for your viewers, Doubt the Embrace. So it's a black enchantment, and it has an activated cost of like 2 black mana, and it gives target creature shadow. So
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty disgusting.
Oh my gosh! I see some new decks in our future.
Yeah.
We can go back to some old cards. What is your thoughts of the it's Nephilims?
Nephilim, right? The Nephilim.
What do you think of them to make them into commanders, or make them into legendary creatures?
Should
they?
I mean,
they're such a unique kind of creature, and there's only one of each. And
right.
Like a handful of them.
Right. I think.
And they're never used because.
I actually have a deck that runs one. Yeah.
It'd be nice to see them as. There was a question out in the Magic community: should they be considered a legendary creature in the future?
I know on EDH Rec they
were considering
it. Consider it, yeah, as a legendary creature. I mean, it's up to your play group.
I would love to make a deck for our play group. It would be fun.
I think that'd be cool. I wouldn't be opposed to it.
Yeah.
Everyone makes a deck out of them.
Yeah.
They're powerful, but
yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
Like the one that I have is pretty disgusting with the commander that I run.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I rarely get to run it, so.
Yes.
Yeah,
indeed.
it's.
Well, I'm going to clean up here. I want to thank people for watching and sticking around for this, wherever this episode airs and stuff, because I think we want to play a game or two before we go, right?
Well, yes.
Something before Christmas, before the year ends.
Yes.
Indeed. All right. Well, let's start breaking it down then. And,
all right.
It'd be nice if we got a fourth person to call.
Thanks for joining us. There I am.
Oh.